Welcome, my Action Principles champions. I'm Bill Fitzpatrick from BillFitzpatrick.com, founder of the American Success Institute, and honored to be your teacher on your wonderful journey to success. Action principle number 4, follow through. You know, if there's one easily identifiable trait that separates average people from Action Principles champions, this is it. It's follow-through. See, follow-through is a willingness to do the little something extra. And as you know, so often it's that little something that can make a big difference. Average people work 40 hours a week. Average people have few, if any, investments. They just manage to they have a life of just scraping by their entire lives. Many of these people will have to work into their 60s, some into their 70s. It's sad, really. Now, Action Principles champions, Action Principles champions are going to do, they're going to do that little bit more. They're going to work a little bit harder. They're going to work a little bit longer. Maybe they work 50 hours a week. 40 hours, 50 hours. Not a tremendous difference, but the results of working that extra 10 hours and then taking that money and investing, huge difference. As an Action Principles champion, you must accept that you are a hard worker. You are someone who's working hard, and at the same time, you actually care about your customers. You care the reaction that your customers have to your products or the services that you're offering. Let's say, for instance, that I own a coffee shop. So I own a coffee shop, and I see you're one of my regular customers. You come in every morning. You see, the little difference, the follow-through, is that I take the trouble to learn your name. A little something, big difference. Let's say that I'm a lawyer and that I handle a legal matter for you. I follow through. I'm an Action Principles champion who is a lawyer, so I take the trouble to call you a few weeks after the matter has been resolved just to make sure that everything is okay. It's a little something that's made a big difference. In business, I like to think, because of follow-through, that I am different. And that I can say, and it's true, I care about every single customer. Now, what does somebody get back who's an Action Principles champion who's using Action Principle number 4, follow-through? What they're going to be getting is, I'm almost positive, they're going to have repeat business. They're going to be making a satisfied customer base. They're going to have customers who have already done business with them, who know them. And you see, when you have this satisfied customer base of regular customers, naturally it's a lot easier to sell to existing customers. See, average people in business, a lot of them, they're forced to constantly always looking for new customers, new business, new customers. Whereas you have a satisfied customer base. And when you have these people who are satisfied with your product or service, you see, there's a very good chance that you can get from these people a testimonial or a referral that you can use in your advertising. And it means a lot more when somebody else, a third party, can talk about your product or service rather than you just promoting it. So by having a satisfied customer, you get a buzz going. What do you want? You want to wait on every customer, and you want to try to make every single customer an ambassador for your business, telling their mother, father, sister, brother, coworkers, neighbors, friends, how wonderful you are, how wonderful your product or service is, why they should patronize your business. Let me tell you a little story that I think illustrates the power of follow-through. This is a story about Vivian. Vivian was one of the greatest real estate brokers that I ever met. Vivian was old. Well, when I was a kid, Vivian seemed like she was very old to me. Probably at the time, Vivian was about, in my age bracket, in her 60s. But to me, this was the little old lady. Vivian had a small, one-room real estate office. The walls in that real estate office were lined with file cabinets. She had another little old lady who acted as her secretary, who made appointments for her, and the old lady was always filling out and mailing cards. Vivian also had, the third member of her team was her husband, Al. Now, Al was even older than the two old ladies, and he had arthritis, and he was kind of bent over at the back. So you picture this. Now, you got the two old ladies, the old man, and the one-room office. And these three, they managed to make more money than a dozen, that is 12 average real estate agents. These three made tons of money, millions of dollars. And I'm talking about making millions of dollars when $1 million was really a lot of money. What was Vivian's secret? What separated Vivian from ordinary average real estate agents? How could this little old lady in this little office possibly make 12 times as much money as an average real estate agent? Well, we have our principle here, follow through. That was her secret. First of all, she worked very hard. And it was the information that she had in all of those file cabinets, all the personal information on all of her clients. She knew all of her clients' names, the names of their children, and she had information like birthdays and anniversaries. Now, you can imagine back in those days, this was all on paper, all on cards and organizing. How easy would it be to do all of this today with, computer databases? Here is what Vivian did. She specialized in the sale of waterfront properties just in 2 towns on Cape Cod in Massachusetts. No more than a few hundred homes, really. Yet she knew everything there was to know about those few hundred homes. She knew who owned them, when they bought them, how much they paid, who was living in them, when they came for vacations. She went out of her way to meet every one of those owners and to pledge her personal service to them. Almost all of these people who owned these waterfront homes were wealthy people. They only used those homes for, at most, a couple of weeks a year. Now, the rest of the year, did they have to worry about their...
Thank you for listening. For more information on Bill's work, the Action Principles, and the American Success Institute, please visit billfitzpatrick.com.